get anything there. And Judgment actually seemed a little bit more reasonable on the side of Miracle there. And the judgments were good. Magi was constantly pressured, couldn't ever really do anything in those team fights.
So every Genji we see, most of the Genji, it's not too powerful or well-rounded with the team comp that we see, especially in Korea. That's also why we have such a low win rate compared to other regions. And something from the Korean players that I've asked personally is that they're just banning Genji because they simply said he's annoying to deal with. That's the reason why they banned it. That's why Genji is just so highly banned all the time. That's simple. I said anything else, but he said just that's it.
Yeah, I mean, he is really annoying to deal with, and that's part of the reason why Judgment was picked there, to lock him down. But again, it just hasn't been we haven't seen the amazing Dragon Blades. I've seen them in EU, I've seen them in NA, but I have not seen them here. Our fourth map will be chosen once again by Miracle, and guess what? It's their best map. Cursed Hollow, the map where they have those crisp timings they used just yesterday to defeat Tempest. Will they be able to do it again tonight? Seems like the momentum is massively in their favor. Miracle is playing so well this week. So well.
I think they can do it. If they just win this, they'll advance to tomorrow, and they will be facing against MBB Black. Mighty game number 1. They really kept it cool. They had everything together. Maybe even bring that Stitches back if they get to take Malfurion again, or I'm pretty sure they have something else planned because they had a lot of time to prepare for this match too.
Let's see. Here we go, Jikov. I'm a little bit hyped about this potentially last game because this could be it. This could be the sister teams playing each other for the first time in Korean playoffs, like I just said. Could happen. I know you were hyped about the potential of that when we saw Miracle win yesterday. They just need one more win.
The Globals would be the top picked heroes on this map. And Miracle, I think they can stay the same, either ban Dehaka or Falstad. More likely Falstad, and if just leave open Genji, it seems it's not working perfectly for Mighty at the moment, so just let them take it and take Dehaka. Has been the way for Miracle for so far.
Yeah. Ooh, gonna ban Abathur instead of the Falstad.
Ooh.
Perhaps afraid of the pairing of the Genji, but they want to let the Genji go. Gonna take Falstad instead, thankfully here.
It also leaves 2 globals, so they can split the globals now.
Yes.
And Miracle gets to take 2 instead, of course. Falstad on this map, because of the Gust, because there are 2 bosses, has a little bit more power when they try to take the boss ground. The Gust will just move everyone away from the ground, so it has that power available.
So, let's see what they decide to pair this with. I like the Dehaka Malfurion. You just have so much with Dehaka. It gives you the split pushing, can help answer for the Falstad, but more than the Dehaka, you know, who's almost a must pick. You have Malfurion, which can pair with so many different things. The silences, the roots. It opens up the Stitches pick, maybe force Mighty into banning the Stitches. I think that's the way to go. And Dami, I mean, we talk about how good he is on these carry heroes like the Zeratul. You know, sometimes the Arthas play we've seen from him really strong, but in what we've seen from Miracle in playoffs, his Dehaka has just been on point. He's been able to really push that lane, the soul lane, super far. He knows how to force rotations with that. His timings of his brush stalks have been really good. His hooks have been accurate. And then you just have this all-around Malfurion. Like, this is the reason why Miracle is almost every time when they have second pick drafting like this, because it just opens up so many possibilities. And now Mighty has to, again, worry about the Stitches pick. They have to worry about that, which they wouldn't have to if Malfurion wasn't available. So because they prioritize Falstad, which doesn't even give them global control when there's Dehaka on the other side, I think MVP Miracle's decision to ban Abathur, which you talk about, which splits the globals, really gives Miracle that extra edge now with the Malfurion. They have this top S-tier hero that Mighty doesn't have. There's no edge in their draft right now. And they also have to consider those extra factors like the Stitches.
Exactly what I was looking for here. And Nazebo seemed to be the pick they wanted right before, because Miracle had been really picking Nazebo in game number 1 and 2, especially on a bigger map. So taking that before the ban phase seems very smart, and they already have a very Good global with Falstad, with boss control, and Tyrael with the sanctification, hopefully this time. And Nazeebo with the spiders at the end of the game. That's going to be the power spike again. This time, I think Mighty already has a better style of drafting going on.
Yeah, I just hope that they can make it to that late game. Picking a Nazeebo against Miracle that has shown so many good, just such good rotations on this map, good follow-ups, taking their small lead and snowballing it into a larger one, boss timings, things of that nature. That's what I'm most worried about. Ban coming out here could just be onto the Karazim, wouldn't actually be out of the realm of possibility, or the ETC even. Gonna be Chen. They just really want to ban Sands out of this game. That's what they've really been trying to do every single draft.
Oh, there's a Stitches ban right off.
But this is okay for Miracle.
I think Miracle is thinking of Li Ming and possibly more, and 10 did soak up a lot of damage indeed.
Yeah, like, if you are forced to ban Stitches, in a world where until really about 2-3 weeks ago, he was never played, except like rarely, like GG played him once and Blossom played him once, then you're like, oh, okay, well, this is just another terrifying thing you guys have to ban, but now I get a stronger hero because you had to ban the Stitches. So they have the run-of-the-mill in terms of what DPS is left. Like, imagine you have Nazeebo Falstad. Miracle doesn't have any DPS. If you could ban the Tychus, ban the Li Ming, either of those would be so much more valuable in terms of just a regular, well-rounded composition in terms of tanks, DPS, support, right? Like what we come to accept to be true with the double DPS meta. But because you have to ban the Stitches, now Miracle has all of the choices. They have Hammer and the Li Ming and the Tychus. They get whatever they want, and it will be the Tychus into the Muradin. They'll save that 5th pick for Flex. Will likely be the Li Ming. Well, they can, you know, change away from that if need be.
I think Miracle has the overall more balanced draft already. But Mighty has what it takes to turn around. They have that Tyrael with the sanctification. Maybe they will just have solo Tyrael front line and gather more damage. They already have lots of pokes coming out from Nazeebo and flanking coming out from Falstad. So maybe even Greymane for the extra damage, trying to blow up Malfurion or Tychus, or the last pick of Miracle.
Yeah, like a Greymane. Greymane is puts you in this weird place though, where your solo tank Tyrael, which can work, and we have seen it a few times. It was actually more common in summer last year.
I'm saying that a little bit more because there's a sustain coming out from Malfurion. There's no really the second best support to pair up for Mighty's side.
So I see what you're saying. I mean, the idea there definitely could be the burst damage. You bring it in so quickly that you kill someone before Malfurion can heal him because his heal's pretty slow. They're going to go with the more standard pairing of the ETC, which is what I thought Miracle would ban instead of the Chen. But again, it's about targeting Sands in this draft. So Sands will probably be on the Tyrael actually this time. Karazim is pretty obvious. And now Miracle's trying to decide, do we want Sergeant Hammer? Do we want the Li Ming? Li Ming is better for poke and tribute denial, which I think is super important. They already do have the Malfurion, but, you know, Tychus grenades aren't always as reliable as what Li Ming can toss out to make sure to stop those channels of the tributes. They must be thinking of something really unusual here, though, if they're putting this much thought into it, because there's really 2 meta heroes left, the Li Ming and the Sergeant Hammer. Are they thinking about a Cassia here? I don't think so. 5 seconds left to make their decision. It's going to be the Li Ming. Looks like they just wanted to get their game plan going into perhaps the level 1 push that they want to use with this Li Ming. So they just use the rest of that time there to discuss it before locking in the most obvious pick here. And this is it for Mighty. They have to make this composition work. Both sides have a very standard composition. Mighty has the better late game comp. Miracle has the better all-round comp for the map. And it's a map that they chose. It's their best map right now. They need to end this early before Nazeebo gets that scaling. Can Mighty bring us to a 5th game here on their opponent's map choice? We're going to find out right now here on Cursed Hollow. In blue, Mighty on their last life in this tournament. Joker on ETC, Sans on Terrio, Magia on Falstad, Nasang on Karzi, and SDE on Nazebo.
And in red, MVP Miracle. Kon on Murdin, Dami on Dehaka, Sniper on Tychus, Crazy Moving on Liming, and Darvish on Malfurion.
We've only been able to see the MVP Miracle Nazebo so far this evening. And SDE, I talked about how I felt like he was, of the 3 players on these teams that actually play the Zebo, the best. And the reason why is his positioning. He positions himself very safely, and also he has one of the fastest completion times in this tournament in terms of Widowmakers, so gets it out very quickly. He's a very aggressive player, but knows just when to walk away and when he's overextended. It's very important for Nazebo.
And he actually comes around from the side. It's so aggressive from the beginning, as he can also get caught and gets blown up from beginning. The entire team composition of Mighty, they have Gust, they have shields from Tyrio, also CC, protection from ETC, and Kerosene can come heal Nazebo. They will be looking for that scaling with the global, with the rotations. I don't think they necessarily need to fight too much. They can just go along with the rotation, have that strong power slide in, maybe try to get some picks off. It's going to be a little bit tough because they do not have the most bursty damage.
Yeah. This top lane is obviously going to be another pretty back and forth situation. As you can see, Dami takes a lot of damage now, but gets the wave clear faster. So SDE not going to be flanking or anything like that. Just wants to make sure he can prep all these minions before they go down. Get all those stacks. In terms of talents, for level 1, the only weird one is Shando's coming out for Innervate cooldown reduction for Malfurion. So Darvish will be able to keep everyone tapped up really easily, especially going to be about Li Ming, who also went power hungry.
That's right, and it's pretty good jigs there as he dodged everything with the skill shots. And Seasoned Marksman coming out from Falstad, it's going to be auto attack for the late game. They're going to have double late game with Falstad Seasoned Marksman when it's completed, and also Nazebo when Nazebo hits 20.
Okay, so this is a better timing actually for Miracle to take this camp. You can see they actually did it a lot faster. It's just Tyrael and Karzi on the other side, and Tyrael wasn't even there initially, so Miracle gets the better rotation. This is the kind of things on this map that they're known for, is always having this camp completed before 220, before the tribute announcement. Really, really well done. Mighty will have it too, and this spawn is actually better for them in terms of Merc pressure, especially because on the top lane, Dehaka is so pressured up there. It's actually taking quite a bit of damage all game long. This is going to be kind of annoying for Miracle. Though they had the faster timing, now Mighty can clear this camp while also threatening the tribute. Although they don't have the best angle for it just yet.
And once Dehaka actually comes down, Falstad will be pushing very hard with the camp available, so that's gonna be the decision of Dami if he wants to come down to join into the team fight or soak to try to clear that wave onto the top.
Notice Darvish is actually even healing the Merc camp just to make this stay as long as possible, because as you can see, SDE is actually kind of struggling to deal with this, and Mighty's just like, ooh, this camp is really annoying. So it's definitely
again,
like, yeah, just do it. You might as well. It's so frustrating to deal with. Now that it's gone, we'll see if Miracle will rotate down Dami to see if he could actually get a grab. Something they could consider if they really want this first tribute. Miracle's a team that plays around getting 2 tributes back to back, and normally actually heavily commit to them and don't ever really give up the first tribute. That's their playstyle, along with Black. That's all the timings we talked about where you get the 2 tributes and you have the control over the map. If you give up the first tribute, the normal game plan for Miracle is just completely gone. So it's actually just they're just going to send Dami to the mid lane for the time being. They're just not going to give this up though.
Both teams are soaking, and with Tyrael now, Mighty will be soaking an extra way. Looks like Tyrael is not actually going to soak her for the ESP. ETC is caught, and Joker takes so much damage already, has to tap onto the fountain.
That should actually be the tribute for Miracle.
Seems like Dehaka also wanted to join for the fight for the moment, but not even need it.
Okay, they're not going to channel here actually. This gives a chance for Mighty to kind of stack up some more heals. Crazy Moving is constantly putting pressure onto Joker, targeting him down when he's in the front lines and even using that Calamity to attack him directly.
Yeah.
The longer this goes on, though, obviously in this case where Dami was in mid, it was better for them, but they do get the pick finally here on the Joker. SDE is the next target. Darvish has the channel. Nice Aldruins here to slow him down, but this will finally be the first tribute for MVP Miracle, and they keep the top fort alive throughout all of this. They're even going to try to get the pick on the Nasong here, and they will get it. Nicely done. Even going to burn down a lot of this ammo, trying to get the pick on the SDE, and it is going to be the triple. 3 kills here for Miracle and the tribute. The fort in this top lane still stands. They had the extra soak mid. They're going to take a faster lead towards level 10.
That was well defended for a long time, but with a very expensive cost. Falstad is still pushing top, didn't even get the fort down. And Miracle is leading with the EXP now.
SDE has a fast Widowmakers, by the way. Only finishes around 7. He's finishing it pre-6. I just want to highlight again how quick he is able to complete that. He was unwilling to poke for tribute control very much, actually. He was using most of his spells and most of his energy to clear the minion wave, which is part of the reason why Miracle had the better poke with the Li Ming.
Miracle is 10. There's a perfect route.
We get out of here. Super low, just barely gets over the gate before those magic missiles connect.
That was close, very close. That kill would have been distributed for sure, too.
Okay, so this is Miracle's most deadly on this map when they have the 2 tribute lead. Every time. Now they have it. This is exactly what they wanted. This is their map choice. They can threaten bosses. You know, normally it's around 530, 540, or they do see the boss threaten when they have this lead with the level 10s first. But because it's, you know, it was a longer first tribute fight, we're a little bit later, 7. So Mighty does have their 10 as well. And it looks like we might just see a boss trade. Mighty knows how aggressive Miracle normally likes to play this, and they know that Miracle will take this boss timing, so they actually decide to just go boss first. This is such a smart move by Mighty. They clearly studied Miracle's rotations on this map, and in order to punish this timing, they have to take their boss to at least trade even. Otherwise, Miracle could double boss into the final tribute, which gets them cursed, and that's how Miracle always likes to snowball this map. MVP Black as well. The MVP teams are super timing based on this map.
And I think it's because their top lane was pretty much pushed all the way into the fort. Maybe they didn't want to risk all the way going to the other side of the boss. They already had the pressure on the top lane. They had to take their own boss to kind of relieve their pressure.
So the boss is actually near the tribute for Miracle. This is a really good spawn for Miracle in terms of this 3rd tribute now. Ping is coming down. Looks like they want to maybe try to cut Li Ming off when she rotates in. Fortunately not going to be able to do so. Falstad's already used his flight. Goes into the bush. Sand's isolated here, but they're going to look for the blow up. Crazy moving. Huge boomerang there, and he is out of the fight now. Mosh Pit does go down, however. Finally interrupted there. Sniper will be picked. This is a double. And it doesn't look like MVP Miracle is going to get the curse off this tribute as SD looks to channel now. Odami can interrupt once. But they won't be able to do anything more after this. In fact, very greedy of him. We'll try to get under fort here. He's nearly going to die for this.
He comes from
Look at
the
that.
side and does go down at the end.
I don't know if that was worth it to delay there. So now with his kills onto MVP Miracle, Mighty fights back. They take an EXP lead. And remember, as long as they don't get snowballed and crushed on this map, which is what Miracle was looking to do with this, they will get the Zebo scaling later on.
Not that crazy moving, it was off guard. I think it was a very good rotation coming out from Mighty, and Falstad coming early enough with Tyrael and hitting that Q onto the perfect target. They just had enough to take down crazy moving. It's more of better positioning and literally looking for that pick onto Li Ming because she was off to the side.
So let's see where the next tribute is. Ooh, blue side. All right, this is going to be super huge. This is Miracle's ticket back into this game because they're massively behind now. I'm not talking about like the 3/4 of a level they're behind. I'm talking about how Mighty has now put themselves in a position to buy so much time. If they get this tribute to prevent another curse, it's going to put them into a position where they should be able to keep their keeps up. They should be able to get 20. The game will go that long, which is what Miracle wants to avoid here. Joker's already caught though.
They want to fight now. They know Mosh Pit is still on cooldown, which is will be another 13 seconds. That will be back very soon. The Haka push has been pushing the bottom lane. Leeming wants to go all the way in right now. Crazy Moving is very salty for losing that team fight.
Okay, Joker has Mosh Pit. He was waiting for that. It just finished, but he's completely targeted now. The root comes in. Bunch of orb damage coming. His Rockstar passive isn't going to do anything against that spell damage. And Sniper's actually getting some consistent grenades here. They're going to commit now to SDE. Nice dodge on the Stormbolt and on the orb. Will it be enough? Honko's taking a lot of spider damage right now, but they are zoned away from the tribute. Miracle's not going to channel, though. They want to go for the push. They want to go for the pick. Honkono avoids the seven-sided. Gargantuan's on him, though.
Magi flies right into the root, and Magi takes 80% of his HP the moment he lands.
That's why normally when he's been flying into these bushes. But if you fly into a spot like that, your opponents know exactly where you are. Honkono with the channel. Druins with the interrupt. Tommy's trying to find the angle. Magi drops down his Hammerang. So they channel this. They get Curse. Honkono's got it. Okay, there's the interrupt once again. He's had enough. He wants to commit. They want to target down Joker. Nasung's coming to the fray. Honkono's caught here. Doesn't have Avatar anymore. But they do get the pick onto Tyrael first.
And
before Sank.
Yeah, that was right before Sank is just back in 3 seconds. But Joker does have Mosh Pit if he traps Leeming and Tychus in there. Maybe he can turn everything around. Let's see. They're into a small choke.
Magi actually wanted to Hearth home, but he gets caught. Honkono with the swing around here. There's the root on the Joker. This looks bad for Mighty. Seven-sided used defensively here, but Dami with the brush duck to secure the kill. Now Nasung with a dash away, trying to survive desperately. They got the kill onto SDE off screen. Honkono gonna go for the body block. This is gonna be a wipe, and this will be Curse. I want to see that boss timer because I'm pretty sure that's coming up pretty soon here too.
That was a long team fight. Crazy Moving just went ahead and took down Nazeebo 1-1. Even that ice block was not enough to save SDE at the end of the day. This is going to be Cursed, and they are going to be looking for this keep. Are they going all the way?
Well, I mean, with nobody really here, they don't even have to. This will kind of naturally push the keep. We're going to look for more EXP here.
Boss just spawned, so they will have that right after.
So they just want to get every little advantage right now. So the bot lane will naturally push, and then the boss can go finish that keep off after the wall is already down. And could double boss from that. This is the huge opportunity that Miracle needed. They really needed that tribute. Because if they didn't get it and we go to tribute 5, Mighty just continues to delay. And they get towards 20. Now this may never happen. Miracle wants to snowball this game and end it soon. Gonna get this wall down. 10 seconds left on the Curse. Just gonna get a little bit more EXP here. Dahaka split pushing top.
Well, they got everything they wanted for that amount of time. They had every member of themselves up and ready. They're going for their own boss. They want to have this push as strong as possible because they also have the pressure onto the top lane with the Dahaka push.
So we talked about how they wanted to potentially invade boss before 10 earlier. They didn't do that, which I think was a little bit passive by Miracle. Mighty got their boss are free. They're going to get this boss are free too, so really quick rotation. But this time I really like that Miracle doesn't boss invade because of the sanctification. If Mighty is slow on the rotation for this for 1 second, they can double boss. Mighty doesn't make that mistake, but at least they don't actually take a boss fight where they could lose it against the sanctification, that boss control. Mosh pit there as well. It's a messy situation that unless sanctification is on cooldown or you get a pick before boss, you just don't want to try to invade against this composition from Mighty.
Mighty has better on everything on the boss control. There's Gust, Holy Ground Sanctification, and when they're into the small choke point, the Mosh will be a very big threat. So big choice by Miracle, and Mighty is having that from the beginning of the draft is really letting them come back into the game right now, and all they need to do is wait for that 20, which they're going to hit very soon in 4 or 5 minutes, and Nazeebo on that SD looks pretty good right now.
Yeah. So they are just going to try to buy time. All keeps alive. This is always the key for the Nazeebo is as you approach 20, if all your keeps are alive, things are looking really good for this composition. Not only for Nazeebo's late game scaling, but also Falstad's late game. His Season 1 Marksman, more attack damage is going to get the longer and longer this game goes on. He's going to be more and more powerful. So really good late game scaling. It's not a weak early game comp for them by any means, but they have a massive spike post 20. It's their Season Marksman, speak of the devil, just completed.
They're getting there, Mighty's waited all this time to get it, and Nazeebo will also have that soon. Very nice mark by Sans too.
Look at all the stacks Decisive's getting mid too. SDE is just soaking it up. That's what the observer's showing. Is like he's getting more and more. He's getting ready. He's getting prepped for that vial infection.
We'll be ready very soon. When he presses on that vial infection at 20, I think it'll be ready at that moment. It's already very tanky. I can see that his.
Yeah, you can see it in his health bars for sure.
Yeah.
Looks like Miracle's just going to rotate immediately to the tribute. Already down a tribute now, so I want to make this even. And there's no objectives on the map in terms of mercs right now or keep pressure, so they're just going to get this while soaking a little bit closer to 20. They will have 20 first, so there's going to be a small window of time before that vial infection hits, even though Season Marksman is done. And we're going to, Mighty will almost 100% hit 20 this game. It's like unpreventable at this point. So there's going to be a small window of time where they have that 20 advantage. We're going to have Tychus' upgrade for Odin. He's just finished his dash quest. We're going to have Bolt for Malfuria, but this is not a huge spike at 20 for Miracle compared to what Mighty is going to get. The Epic Mount, Vial Infection, could even be 11-sided. The Bolt for ETC. There's just so many tools. Like when I look at what Mighty gets at 20 versus what Miracle gets, I'm like, that's actually really scary. So Honkono wanted to maybe turn something into a fight here, turn into a pick. Not going to happen. Good tribute spawn for Miracle, who now has the 20. This should just put them naturally onto Curse Point. I think Mighty's just going to say, you can have it. We're just going to catch up and hit 20. Take that tribute if you want it.
I think they are going to do that because that power spike at 20 is just immense. They can't really fight. They can, but it'll be very tough to fight and win against the level 20 team.
Actually, you're going to get an extra dash charge. Not even going to upgrade Odin at 20. Will Tychus.
And repulsion from leaving. Maybe if with one perfect repulsion, you can actually make the Zebo come all the way into your own team fight. So that's going to be another threat.
Or punish the ETC. The aggressive positioning from Joker all game long could come back to bite him if he actually gets knocked in within a repulsion and they just burst him down. Going to be a lot easier to interrupt Mosh Pit as well. Big push here actually for Miracle into the bot lane. They want to try to gank Sands. He's caught off here. Just got a bit too aggressive in terms of soaking. He wanted that 20. Will he be able to get it? Moggy with the fly on, but he's immediately rooted. A huge mistake! A huge mistake! Oh no, that's the second big time this has happened. You can't fly in just like that. You will get punished. 2 times this has happened. Sands wanted that 20. They went to go for the pick onto him. The protective gust was coming in, but immediately shut down. Now Miracle can get a boss soon. The curse is coming up. This is terrifying. 20's now reached for Mighty, but they lost half their DPS. 30 seconds to go before Falsa is there. This is definitely going to be a keep. Look at the positioning already of Miracle. They're already working on the keep wall, and they want this curse to be max value.
That's right, Nazebo did finish his Vial Infection. Looks like he had enough stack, more than 175 available on the Zebo. But this is on Curse, and there's the power of Leaving comes out here against so much siege damage, and pokes coming out from Miracle's side. They want to get to a double keep, as this keep is already very low.
This could even be a triple keep. Look at the top push right now. They want to get picks and end the game, but if they, at worst case, they want to get triple keep. 7-sided used early here. Dami actually gets fairly low. Does have to use adaptation. Joker's coming in. Here's the flight gust. This time he gets it, but it doesn't look like it's going to be too impactful.
Crazy still lives. Cancelled. There's a Tor bus onto Darvish. Leaving is already gone. Mighty can turn this around, this entire thing.
Oh, Dami's getting super low from those spiders. That Vial Infection super strong. They will lose this third keep. As I said, that was kind of the worst case scenario for Miracle. They only lose 2, so it's a 2-for-1 for Mighty, but they needed more. The Tor bus only caught Malfuria, and they still got the double. And now they can boss. Miracle actually even going to try to cut this off and deny it. They can boss. Miracle just wants to buy time here to get the catapult pressure, because they know that with Sanctification available, it's like, no way do they ever steal this. They're actually probably going to make a play for their own boss, which will go directly to the core with catapult pressure. This boss is going to hit the keep wall that's completely untouched for Miracle. I don't think those keep cannons even fired a single shot. Double boss would be a nice opportunity. They'll see if they can pull this off.
Wow, are they going in that deep? I think they have to by this time. This is Honkono does come and spot them from coming in. Nasang's gonna do tons of damage. 11-sided strike is back.
Yeah, he's got it. They can't contest this boss, I don't think. I think Miracle just did Mighty a big favor.
Thanks for the leash, guys.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
There's a holy ground to just make sure. Wow, with just one team fight, what a game this has been, and it's going to be. Mighty can turn this around, and Nazeebo's gonna do tons of damage now. Now with that boss, double boss pushing top and bottom. Miracle still has a very good chance of turning this around, of course. But with that power spike, this season marksman also Nazeebo, those auto attacks will do tons of damage to even Honkono standing on top.
The biggest story here is, of course, a story of the catapults. Can they at least equalize the top lane pressure with this push? They want to so badly. They need it. They need to get this keep down. So much damage already coming onto it. With all that auto attack damage coming from Nazeebo and Falstad, they are going to get this keep.
They know they're going to lose this. Haka already went down. Wants to have a little bit more pressure there.
He wants to directly pressure the core. 2 catapults about to be on the core.
He's making that sneaky attack onto the core. It's not going to be so short as Haka can't do too much damage.
A bit risky here, actually, to have him gone. Honkono's chasing.
Potion canceled the mosh pit instantly. There's a sanctification to save the entire team.
Honkono's just trying to buy time. They're prepping these waves. Look at Dami setting up the mid push now. The core is under attack, and if they can stop everyone from hearthing home, this will eventually kill the core.
But there's Epic Mount. That is going to fly home.
Still, so much damage is going to be done to this core. Tribute spawning, but that feels like the least significant thing that's happened in this game right now. Core goes down to 73%.
They're just all over the map now. SD is actually caught. This is a very dangerous situation. There's the great ice block to come in for the damage, but Dami comes in.
Really well timed, but it actually prevents him from escaping because the immediate follow-up stuns go down. This is going to be 3 dead for Mighty, and every Miracle wants to turn this around, but it's already Crazy Moving who does die. Boggy's very, very low. Nasong's trying to 7-side it, but there's too many targets trying to find the maximum damage. And I think this might just be game here, G-Club.
That's going to be game for sure. 4 left on Miracle. They're just going
Look at the core health.
Straight to the core, and even catapults will be on that core very soon. And Honkono just having fun now.
Dancing! He's dancing!
There! Honkono!
Miracle! 6th place going into this playoffs. They look to be the weakest team in terms of all the teams coming here. And now they're going to the final stage against their sister team, Black. GG, they take the series 3-1, and they did it without that Stitches that was so prevalent yesterday in both best of 5s. They showed the ability to flex onto normal compositions here. They win today's matches, and now we are going to have the first playoff game between MVP Miracle and MVP Black that has ever occurred in Korean esports history for Heroes of the Storm.
I love it. We can't, Honkono, we have to love him, man. There's no way. He's been playing so solid, and his Murden plays, taking all the damage, the aggro. Mighty was close. They almost turned everything around with Nazeebo and Falstad getting that massive power spike at the end. But what a team fight there, and SD getting caught, that was all they needed, and the repulsion, that leaming damage came in, crazy amount of damage at the end.
Dami is just so good at Dahaka. His brushstock timing's really good. That one fight they had around the boss where he actually brushstocked to stop the retreat of Magi, for example. His ability to prep those minion waves to be able to pressure the core, to force Falstad back, then brushstock back into the team fight. Really good control and really good knowledge of the hero, knowledge of the macro. It's just so tough to play against Miracle on this map with the Nazeebo composition, knowing how Miracle understands to get those early keeps, understands to control this map. They're so good at forcing the double tribute. They had the struggle on the 3rd one, but the 4th one, they got the curse. And, wow, Miracle played a great series. They played great games yesterday. Honkono was interviewed yesterday, so I don't think he's going to be the guy that we get to hear from. So I don't even know who we could. It could be Dami, who actually showed really good Dahaka play. Like, that's who I want to hear from. I also want to hear what they think about that judgment that came out on Sky Temple, like what and why they used it in the next game.
They are going to ask that for sure, and what they did when they saw Chen pick against them, knowing that they had the map control and Dami wanted to go all the way into the core, and then I feel like Mighty were